Namaste and welcome all of you to the 15th episode of Mind Care webinar series conducted by DAV Prashasti Mind Care. Our today's topic is about understanding father's stress and redefining fatherhood for a healthier family. In honor of World Mental Health Day and World Mental Health Awareness Month, we are conducting this program. With us today, we have our speaker, Mrs. Jyoti Kolatur ma'am. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
And welcome to the webinar, ma'am.
Thank you, Namaste.
To give a short introduction about Jyoti ma'am, and let me tell you this, it's really a very short introduction for all the work that she is doing. Jyoti ma'am is a counseling psychologist with 17 years of experience in this field. She has been associated with several academic institutions, corporates, government organizations, and NGOs in and around South India. She's currently senior consultant with DAV Group of Schools, Anna University, TCS, and Oxford University Press, along with other well-known organizations. She has presented various papers in psychology-related topics at conferences which have been conducted online as well as offline. And she's also associated with the Family Court Chennai as a family therapist. She's a consultant with NTPCL Chennai, founding member of Yellow Pond Counseling Center, Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association, and she's a certified mindfulness coach, POSH and POSCO facilitator, CBT practitioner, well-being coach for Tamil Nadu Police Department, and volunteers for CISF personals in Vallur, Chennai. Wow, ma'am. We really are thankful to have you here today. Welcoming everyone once again. Requesting Jyoti ma'am to take over.
Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you for that warm introduction. Namaste, everyone. Am I audible, loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us today as we address a very sensitive topic that is often shrouded in silence, yet it is crucial for, it's crucial to the well-being of half our population. It's men's mental health. And, with the twist, we're going to talk about the 21st century, the modern uppas, right? The fathers of this generation. So we will be talking a lot more about it. Today's rapidly changing world has, it's drastically changing, transformed, and it is requesting a lot more from the dads. New expectations, challenges, pressures, right? This is what we're going to talk about today. It's like, even before I get into this session, I would like to ask a question, and you can answer, or you can even type it in if there are young dads here, like, when I say young dads, even if your child is 10 years, 12 years, you're still a young dad. So you can write, you can answer this question. What is the most, this unexpected challenge? I never expected this, but I am facing all of this. So is there anything, it can be one or two letter word or a sentence. So you can type in, or you can even answer. No, this I did not expect at all. My dad never did this, but I have to do this. Women can also answer because you would be seeing, people in your family. So you can type or answer this question. Okay. Adjusting to the child's needs, yes. Not friendly to me, yes. Okay. So let's begin by acknowledging a few facts and truths about, men's mental health or father's mental health in the 21st century. If you notice in the past, men were traditionally providers. They were only seen as providers or kids' exposure to too many things too soon, correct? Yes, right. So they were the providers, they were the breadwinners, and they were the protectors, right? So that's why they were called as the backbones of the family. In spite of, even the partners working, men were called the backbone of the family, right? But their roles often kept them in the sidelines of the family life, right? What am I talking about? The sidelines of the family life, particularly in the areas of caregiving and emotional support, they were not much involved. Do you agree with me? Say yes, yes, right. But today the society is expecting, like, much more from the fathers, right? It is like, um, so we are going to talk about the stigmas attached to this, right? It is like too much expectation from the fathers, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. So we did a poll, right? We did a poll with the young fathers. This poll was conducted, like, 1,000 people participated. And out of which, these are the facts, right? 77% of men who polled actually told us that they suffered with some common mental health symptoms, be it anxiety or be it stress or be it depression. So 77% is like a very high number. 40% told they have never spoken about this to anybody, about their mental health to anyone. Yeah, can I proceed? Okay. Yeah, and 29% told that they were too embarrassed to talk or discuss about their mental health to anybody else. And the biggest cause of mental health in men, what do you think is the biggest cause for mental health in men? These are the three major causes, ma'am. Is there anything what you feel it can, right? So majority of the time, the biggest cause was it's either work or finance or the health. These were the three things which was the major cause for men's mental health. Is there anything apart from this? Because these were the things they had told. So is there anything other than this you think is causing the stress? Work, finance, and then health. And sadly, 40% had told us that they have responsibilities, right? Expectations, satisfying family expectations. Yes. 40% said that they have had suicidal thoughts, either self-harming, but I'm unable to do that also because I have responsibilities, right? So they don't want to share this with anyone because they have no idea where to go and seek help and who can I go and talk to, right? I have no one to talk to. Okay, so like Neha was introducing, I'm with one of the corporates, and I visit that place twice a week, and this person just randomly walks in. He's 50 plus, he's about to retire, and he just walks and he said, I saw, the board there, and I just wanted to come meet you. And once he started talking, like, 15, 20 minutes later, he started crying. He was crying. And like after that, he said, I feel good after the crying part, but I feel very embarrassed. What will people think of me? Because I've come, met you here, and I have no idea who you are, but I'm crying to a stranger here, right? So from then on, it's been 2 months. He comes every Thursday to meet me. I mean, he says he feels good, but all these years, he's never cried, so he doesn't know where to go talk to. He says, I feel too embarrassed, right? So, and the other thing they have told is, I don't want to burden anybody. How can I go talk about my problems? Because everybody has their own issues. What can I go and, do, share my problems and burden them, right? So am I audible? Am I clear? Am I loud and clear?
Yes, mom.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you another question. So what are the modern day stresses? Like, modern fathers or appas, new appas, like what are the stresses they are actually going through? This is what you're going to discuss about today. What do you think you are going through, or what do you think is a common stress that they are going through? Because they face a variety of stresses, right? That can impact their mental health and their overall well-being. So, what do you think are few of them? We did talk about work and satisfying family members. What are the other?
What are the other?
You can type, you can share, unmute and just say that. Peer pressure, yes. What else? How many of you think work-life balance itself is a problem here for these modern dads, modern fathers? Accepting criticism, okay, yes. So I will give you these things with a real life example so you'll be able to relate, right? So demanding work schedules, balancing long work hours and spending time with family, right? So I have this client who is, he's like 45, 37 years. He works for a, okay, unbalanced work life, not giving enough attention. Exactly, not giving enough attention to, right. So how many of you have felt, see, has your father, or your grandfather has ever complained saying that I've missed the milestones, right? The first words, or the steps, or school performances. Majority of the time, they would have not complained about all of these things because their focus was something else, right? But here, this client says, like, my job requires late night, constant communication, ma'am. And occasional weekend work. Weekend I don't work, but occasionally I work. But I find it very difficult because I have, I'm feeling very guilty because I've missed out on the milestones of my child. I was not there when the first word, my child is speaking the first word, walking, or, I'm missing all on the school performances. So this is actually causing him chronic stress, leading him to burnout. Like, he's not able to do well at work, nor, focus on the family. So how many of you have felt this? The previous generation never felt this, but now it is very high demanding work and um, uh, remote working, working from home. How many of you think that is also difficult for this generation? It was very nice during the COVID period, right? It is like, we were working from home. It's nice because I'm able to spend time with my kids and at the same time do my work. But how many of you find it very difficult? Today work from home is not easy because there is no boundary. Where do I stop my work? And where do I, end it and get back to my family life? Do you agree with that? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right? Because we don't know because that
We don't know because that.
correct, right? Because it's like, it's never ending. It's like, okay, even if I go to work, I can end at 6 and I can step out of that. But here you are expected to be there 24/7, right? So that's the work-life balance problem. Well, most men are facing, right? This financial pressures. So though it is like, dual income households, majority of the houses are like that, there is still a lot of financial pressures happening. Agree? Yes, no? Men nowadays worry more about their job security or, you know, yes, right. Economic downturns, or they have high stress, though they have dual incomes, but still they have high stress. I'll give you another example where one of this client, both working, both making decent amount of money, and still this person comes to me because he says, I cannot sleep in the nights because I'm constantly worrying about money. I feel it's not enough. I'm unable to relax. I cannot sleep because this is, I go to bed, I think about this money is not enough. Whatever we make is not enough because both of them are, in high pressure jobs. So they are not available for their kids. So they have to, look for a caretaker. And then after school activities, tuitions, because they are not sitting with the kids, and the school fees, everything is very expensive, man. We are not able to, like, save anything. So I am always thinking only about this. Worry about money is causing me stress, right? So financial pressures is very, very high. And social roles. So this evolving expectation, this modern father is actually expected to play, like, to be more emotionally, be present emotionally also. Yes or no? Like, daily parenting duties, or unlike the previous generation, it is a lot more for the current dads. Yes. And navigating between this traditional, so, I'm here, I'm like, because I've always seen my dad be a very traditional dad, and now I have to become this modern dad, modern parenting. So these can cause confusion. These can cause a lot of stress. Yes. So this is this adjusting to the non-traditional way of parenting. Again, here one, the wife is in the high pressure job. So the father thought, maybe let me take it easily. So he took up a lighter job. But what happens here is, though he enjoys spending time with his kids because he's the one taking care of the kid, dropping him at school, attending all the PTMs and everything, but he's often, been judged by his own friends and family members. Because, your wife is going to job and you are sitting and taking care of your kids, right? So who's the real man here? So when this happens, the societal judgment happens, he feels, inadequate, and he isolates himself. He doesn't meet anybody. So he struggles with, a lot of self-esteem. Yes, self-worth is affected. And like, he is again stuck between this traditional, maybe I should get back to my work, or though he's proud about whatever he's doing to his kids, he still has this, this traditional masculinity norms comes in, and then that's a problem again. And, that is adjusting to the non-traditional parenting roles is also a struggle. Am I making it clear? Am I audible? Are you all there? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sarthi. Right. Again, then the next. Thank you, sir. Right. The next one is lack of support in social networks. See, women usually have, this emotional support network is high for, women. Men usually have a lot of friends, but they have a very small or less emotional support network groups compared to women, right? And again, this cultural stigma, admitting struggles when traditional dad and correct? Yes, that is another major stressor these dads go through. Co-parenting. So where I used to use this co-parenting before was when your extended family members, apart from you as a family, when your in-laws, when when your in-laws are taking care of the kids, and that there the problems are arising because there is co-parenting happening. But now, if you notice, both of you are working, and co-parenting happens with your own partner also, right? For example, this client again, if you are a very relaxed dad, and if your partner is going to have a structured style parenting, but you are a very relaxed parenting style, you want to focus on the relaxed parenting style, then obviously there will be a lot of conflicts, right? Be it it starts with the very small basic things, bedtime routines or discipline, or homework help, right? So you might say, it's okay, you can do it a little later. First, you can go play. But when, a structured partner, you have a structured partner, then it's going to be very difficult, because usually it's the mom who takes care and the father helps a little bit. But now when you have to do co-parenting, that becomes very, very difficult, and it is conflicting also, right? And emotional expectations, pressure to be the strong one, right? Because we are, it's, you are supposed to be emotionally strong. You should, that's, you cannot express your emotions. And I'll give you another example here, where this dad was, he was brought up in a place where he cannot show his emotions. So he's like, this is what he believes in. Now, as a father of two teenage kids, just imagine, actually raising teenage kids is not very easy. But with this modern style of parenting, when you cannot express your own emotions, it becomes very, very difficult. He finds it very difficult to even express his own emotions. And how can he, talk to his teenage kids who are actually going through this emotional, um, the hormonal changes and emotional changes and all of this, right? So when his workload increases, when he's stressed, what he does is he just withdraws himself from the family. He doesn't talk to anybody. He just doesn't know how to react, right? So even if the mom says, like, come out and talk and explain, like, tell us what it is, he's unable to. He says, no, 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 it's okay. I have to be the strong one. So this pattern, is creating a lot of tension between the relationship also. So she's not able to accept, why are you not, sharing anything with me? But he's not able to, because that's how he is raised. Okay. And health concerns, majority of the time, men neglect, there is no self-care for men. Usually they compromise on their, be it physical or their mental health, they compromise. So if I get 10 to 13 women clients, I get only one male client, right? So that's how the ratio is, because there is still stigma, and there is, people still think, they don't come out and open up. Okay. And there is this something called this invisible load. What is this invisible load? So this was actually associated with the mothers before, helping with the homework, or taking the child to the after school activities, or attending PTM meetings or homework help, all of these things, and then scheduling doctor appointments, managing the household budgets, right? All of this is called the invisible load. But when men do this now, it's like, it is actually affecting the modern fathers. Why? Because it's like they feel overwhelmed, because they have to focus on their work, and they do all of these things, and they are not recognized. Right? So women were never recognized, but now dads feel that, this invisible load is, I'm never underappreciated. Nobody even thinks of all of these things, which I do for my family. Right? And the other thing, single father. Again, single moms also go through all of these issues, but this single father was even more difficult. I have a client who's actually a divorcee who takes care of the 8-year-old child. He has a daughter who he has to take care of, has to cook, pack, drop her at school, and then take care of all the other things. And then he has to rush to work, and he's on his own, like not without much extra support. He's on his own, and he feels there is zero personal time. And he's again isolated, because I cannot share, and being a girl child, I have to put extra effort to do all of these things, right? Even single moms go through all of these things, but it's majority of the time it is only the financial problems she goes through. But here, this dad has to be the, he has to do both mom and dad's role. So that, that's a big stretch for men, right? So he struggles there. Okay, and this social media, cultural comparison, societal expectations, social media and community will always pressure and makes dad feel, what you're doing is not enough. It's like, so don't believe or don't see what you see on social media, because that's not true, right? So social media dads, the cool dads, you don't know what they are actually going through at, in their real life. So don't focus on any of those things, right? So just focus on your life. Right, so these were the stressors we were talking about. Now let's see okay, these are the problems, right? But if I have this problem, how do I know I have to seek professional help? When, what is the warning signs? So am I audible? Are you all here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Okay. So when do I seek professional help? It's like, when my stress is persistent, when I'm overwhelmed, I'm like, I cannot do my basic daily activities, I'm overwhelmed, right? Then you have to seek. So I'm constantly irritable, my family is telling me that you're getting angry for no reason, I'm emotionally drained, I am frequently feeling like, I'm done, I'm like saturated, right? So then you have to seek professional help, right? And I'm noticing changes in my mood or behavior. Either I can notice, or somebody else can come and tell me, right? I'm either very sad or angry. I'm feeling very numb, no emotions, and this has to be consistent for 2 weeks. I'm sad today, but I'm okay the next day, then that's not a problem. But if this is consistent for 2 weeks, then we need to take care, right? So, and the coping mechanisms which used to work for me is not working. Okay, that's another warning sign. So difficulty again, managing work-life balance. I'm not able to say no at work, and I'm struggling at home because I have to come back, rush, and do my work at home also. So I'm struggling between this professional responsibilities and family life. And this is I'm either feeling burnout or I'm feeling guilty. So these are the two things, right? So then you need to get help. Okay, so when you're having this struggles with parenting roles, there's a lot of tension now at home always, because again there was a client who bought a very young parent. The child is only 5-6 years old, and he wants to relax. He says it's okay, the child is only young, but the mother is like, no, it has to start. He has to be in all extracurricular activities, which is not possible, right? So it's like two extracurricular activities is too much, still too much. But every day, 7 days a week, the child has extracurricular activities. This person is, struggling to manage work and life, and you feel you're exhausted all the time, and it is impacting, and you're starting to, shout at your kid also. Then, you need to take a break and then get help, right? So again, parenting roles, a lot of tension, right? So marital and relationship issues, you are having conflicts with your own partners. It can be misunderstanding, or you feel unsupported, you feel, there's a lot of differences. Then you need help. Okay, so these are some of the warning signs, and the others can be like, a lot of anxiety and depression. I'm feeling panic attacks, ma'am. I'm having tons of thoughts. அதுவும் கரெக்டா நான் படுக்க போகும்போது தான் எனக்கு I'm having so many overwhelming thoughts. Then sleep patterns. I'm in the bed, but I'm unable to sleep. I see 2 o'clock. I'm awake at 3 o'clock. So all of these, right, and changes in your appetite, right? You're either eating too much, you're not eating at all. You're either sleeping too much, you're not sleeping at all. These are all warning signs, right? So difficulty, again, with personal growth, again, I'm struggling, right? Personal and professional growth. I don't know which one to prioritize, whether my career or my family, right? And your physical symptoms related to emotional stress. See, you have done all your medical, there is no medical cause, but you still have physical symptoms like, headaches or stomach issues, and you'll have headaches, you'll have shoulder pain, you'll have knee pain, you'll have back pain, but there is no medical cause. Then it's because of this is unexplained physical complaints. Then it is because of stress. Then you need to get help. Whenever you have this self-harm thought, then immediate attention needs to be given. Immediately you have to seek help, right? So where do you get help, right? If you already have a counselor, if you have, if you are a DAV parent, then you will know every DAV, right? Every school, we have an in-house counselor, or we'll share the numbers. You can get, take an appointment and meet us. And DAV is doing an amazing job, because, they are the cheapest on earth, because they charge only 300 rupees for people. And if they are not able to pay, and they still try their best to help people who are not able to pay also. So these are some of the helpline numbers. Before I move to the next one, so if you need help, you can take these numbers. And even if you're non-DAV, and it's still okay, and they are still okay to help, and they are doing this just to help people, right? So it's a good cause. So please seek help. If you already know somebody, continue the therapy. If you don't, get help, right? So we were talking about problems. We're talking about when to get help or not, but how do you cope, right? So can someone share, like, is there a coping mechanism you have, and what do you do to cope? I'm sure all of us have stress, and what is your coping mechanism, and does it work? Okay. Binge watching series is not a coping mechanism. Does that help you? Yes, okay. Okay, if it's helping you, then perfect, right? Any other coping mechanism? Anybody else? Oh, okay. Observing breathing pattern, right? Okay. So that's very similar to mindfulness, right? Yes. Everyday walking, yes. Gardening also helps. Oh, okay. Constant effort to listening to music, okay. Nice, nice. If it's working, just continue doing that, right? So when when you're coping with unique stressors, it has to, like, first is prioritizing self-care, because majority of us men, women, we do not prioritize self-care at all, right? So it can be, what comes under self-care, it is like, physical activity, like whatever you were talking about, healthy diet, adequate sleep. So how many hours of sleep do you all get on a daily basis, like, not just weekends, on a daily basis? 6, 7, 8. Aarti, okay, good, Aarti. So 8 hours, right? But most of us don't get 8 hours, right? If it is 4, 5 and all, then there is a problem, right? So these three things you need to focus on: your physical activity, your healthy diet, and 5 to 6, 5 to 7. Okay, sleep, right? And how do you set, time management is, again, like, how do you set boundaries? How do you say, it's very difficult to say no at workplace. It's sometimes, even at home, right? So you need to learn how to prioritize your task. And sometimes it's okay to delegate, right? Simple things. You don't have to be there present for every single thing at home. If it is okay to delegate, please delegate it, right? At least try to, communicate openly. So has anyone tried, uh, communicating, like, I feel negative, your negative emotions? Can you comfortably talk to your partner about your negative emotions? You know what, I'm feeling this way. Or positive emotions, either of it. No, right? Yes, we do not. How about the others? Do you? No, right? So majority of the time we bottle it up. Yes, to some extent. Okay. Nice, nice. So if you're able to, please continue doing that, right? And it should not be like, just because the partner is listening, we cannot just dump it on that person, right? So it's like, you should not be bottling it up. At the same time, if you're able to talk openly, that's an again good coping mechanism. And dads, do you still have your friends group, or where you meet them at least once in a week, or go have it's like, it's just chit chatting, no, nothing, nothing else, just chit chatting, talking, having fun? If you have a group like that, please continue having that group. That group is extremely important. Or do you talk to your old school friends, college friends? Try to meet them at least once a week if possible, right? So mindfulness, like one person was talking about, breathing, he focuses on the breathing, right? So that's mindfulness. Gratitude journaling. How many of you have had this practice of, writing in the gratitude journal? Or let me, reframe this question. So can you tell me, what are the two things you're grateful for today? Two things. Started writing recently? Okay. Two things you're grateful for today. Okay. Healthy parents, yes, okay. Few more answers. Your health and son, okay. Oh, very nice, Rajkiran. Right? Why this journaling is important is, like, like after, like if you start writing, no financial issues and my son, right? Nice, very nice, Rupa. So when you start, writing your gratitude journal, what we have noticed is like, after the fourth day, you will not have anything new. You'll be writing the same thing over and over again. And then the fifth day, you'll start looking for other positive things in your life. At least this will shift your mindset from, being stressed to at least start appreciating. Be it only two things, three things, it's okay. But at least you will know, right? I can start appreciating things. Correct? And please seek professional help. We did talk about all the warning signs, right? So when you think it's needed, just get professional help, right? And re-evaluate your expectations. Again, challenging this tradition. Understand that being a good father doesn't mean you have to fit into this fab, right? So redefine what will work for you and your family and then embrace it. You don't have to be the school dad because others are doing it. You have to do this, right? There was one, again, parent who both of them had come. So the dad was very, very upset because here it's not the cool dad, it's the cool mom. The father wanted to buy this, these toy cars for the son because he's only 6 years old. But this mother was not happy. So I thought, okay, maybe she's a good one, right? So she's not letting the husband spend or waste money on this toy car. So she just went to the shop and booked a real car for the 6-year-old son because she felt he's wasting money and she's investing money. So you don't have to, look over see, redefine whatever fits for your family, embrace that only, right? And again, be okay with showing vulnerability. It is okay for dads to cry. I'm sure most of the dads are okay with showing their emotions to their kids, right? If you are that, just continue doing that. Otherwise, it's okay to be emotional. It is being emotional is normal. Being emotional is very healthy. When your kid sees that, your daughter sees that, they think, oh, this is normal. It is okay for dads to cry because that's what you need to teach your kids, right? Not what your society taught you that men should not cry, men should not share their emotions outside, right? That's not needed at all. And avoid comparison. When I say avoid comparison, definitely not the social media comparison. That will amplify your feelings of inadequacy. Whatever you have is not enough when you compare yourself with somebody on social media, right? So focus on what works for you and your family without comparing yourself with them, right? So I think I've come to the end of my session. So is there like, yes, okay. Mindcare team has shared the feedback form. So you can, it's on the chat box. So you can please feel free to fill that. And before we conclude, so I just want to tell you that, we are here to support these modern men, modern fathers to understanding, or whether through their open conversation or just simply by reminding them that, what, we value you, you are seen. So, right. And to all the men here today who are listening to us, thank you for being here, for your strength and for your willingness for change. Right. Thank you so much. And if there are any questions, concerns, I'm ready to take your questions. I hope this session made sense to you, how to deal with tempered tantrums shown by child. How old is the child? Thank you. 5-year-old child throwing temper tantrums. So 5-year-old is not a problem at all. You can easily change it. The correction now is very easy. So it is asking only for, like, maybe because you have given in early, so that's why this child has temper tantrums. It is asking, does it happen at home or outside also when you're in public places? Mostly at home. Okay, see, mostly at home is a good thing because maybe he feels very safe there. So he's comfortable doing this. He would have found out that, you know what, I am doing this. I throw tantrums, I get what I need, right? So he has started doing that. And if you say, it's okay, you cry, till you get tired and you stop it. If you learn to ignore, so some of the tantrums you need to address, but some tantrums you can, if you know it's a tantrum, you can ignore, then you need to learn how to ignore. It's very difficult actually, right? Because he knows you that you'll easily give in. Then you need to be firm. So it's okay. You can continue to cry and finish it, and then once you're ready to talk, you can come and talk. We'll discuss. And they understand. You think 5-year-olds don't understand? 5-year-olds understand. Okay, Rupa ma'am has asked something. Okay, most of the time, my opinion, fathers don't have the patience to handle child's tantrum. Okay, how to overcome it. Ma'am, actually, again, this is co-parenting here, right? So you need to discuss, like, if the child is very young, less than 6-7 years, then you need not beat the child. You can, when you talk, you tone down your tone, then automatically they will start listening to you. But if you're going to raise your voice, it's like, right, they're going to scream more, and it's like the one of the parent is going to lose the temper, and going to scolding him and hitting them if they are below 7 will not work at all. Right? You need to talk to your partner and say, I'll handle this. You please leave this place. And he's throwing a tantrum, so you raising your voice is not going to do any help. Right? So you tell him, you please step out, I will take care. I will handle. Did I answer your question, Rupa? Okay. I think Mindcare team has shared the form again. So participants, please take like few minutes to. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Neha, if you're there, can you please share the numbers? So for participants who need it, can take the numbers.
Sure.
Yes. Any questions, parents? Thank you, sir. Pre-adolescent age kids. Ma'am, what is the issue? So, Murali, sorry. What is the issue, sir?
Ma'am, I'm audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm highly tempered, and it is like a little bit arrogancy also. So my boy is 11 years actually. He is finished 10 years
Finished
studying
10
in
years.
DAV.
He's a
But
DAV
I
student?
yes, ma'am. He's studying 5th standard.
Fifth
DAV
standard.
only. I spoke with him and he's listening everything. He's a very nice child actually. So I blessed actually. I have a son like him. But the thing is that only very recently even I observed little changes in the behavior. And even I spoke with him like it's a little to have a little behavioral changes. He said everything is yes, I'm only doing, but I don't know how to change that. Why I'm doing like this, I don't know. It is
Okay.
like that he want to be superior. That is what he said to me. He want to be superior, and he started comparing everything with the father. It is like,
Oh.
Amma, you are not putting any. It is like boundaries for Appa. Why are you are putting boundaries to me? See, if Appa is doing something, you are not denying. Why you are denying? I can't answer that. He is like your father. So then, so what? So these kind of things, how to handle, even I'm not getting them. It is like he is disturbing, and we are disturbing, and he's
Yes.
studying very well actually. It's in class also. There is no complaint. So everything is good only, but the thing, it's like a little issue as but disturbing whole family.
Right. I understand, ma'am. See,
I
actually,
understand that. Actually,
the child is
the child is
10 years old, but
10 years old,
currently
but
the new
currently the
teenage.
new
Ma'am, can you
can you
can I mute you, ma'am? So I'll.
mute you?
Yeah, okay. So the new teenagers, we talk about teenagers as 13 and above, right? But unfortunately, if you notice, whatever your child is doing right now, it is supposed to be like, a 8, 9, 10 grader will be doing it, right? Usually. But now everything is like 4 years, earlier they try whatever an engineering college student or a college student was experimenting, a 9, 10, 11, 12 grade student has already started experimenting. And what a 9, 10, 11, 12 is doing, now the 5, 6, 7, so the 8, 9, 10 is the new teenage age actually, right? So that's exactly what all these changes, they learn. Actually, so one of the audience was actually typing in the beginning. They know too much too soon, right? So that's the problem here. Here it is like, they'll be challenging their authority. Authority for that age is only two people. It is one is the parent, one is the teacher, right? So I'm glad he's only doing that at home, right? Because if they are very obedient, very nice at home, they'll be challenging. If you ask the class teacher, there are kids in the same grade where they challenge the teacher. I know more than you. You are lesser than me. So that's what this current 9, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 students are doing. Right. So how do you change this? Behavioral changes will happen. You cannot control it. But I mean, you can tell him like, you cannot compare dad with you because of the age, because of whatever it is, right? So you need to tell him, yes, when you are 21, you can do whatever it is. But right now, it's all the other things is okay. But you need to focus on, okay, these are the three things I need to focus on. He cannot disrespect, because if you are letting him do this when he is in 5th standard, you will struggle when he comes to 10th standard. And you will not have an answer. Even now, you said you don't know what to answer him, because the kids who study well, you don't know how to correct them also, because he'll say, I'm studying, you need the marks. What more do you want? So it becomes very difficult. So it's okay, he can talk, whatever it is, but there is a fine line, fine boundary. So you cannot cross that. That part you can talk, ma'am. But again, he will go through a lot of changes in the next 3 years. You'll be surprised. You'll be sometimes, upset. Why is my baby behaving like this or talking like this? So that's the changes he has to go through. And because of their, the logical brain is also starting to function. So they will ask all logical questions. They think they are very smart in asking brilliant questions. Though majority of the questions will be like, baseless or senseless, but that's what they think. Because they feel, like you said, he wants to be superior. He thinks I'm almost a teenager, so I can talk like that, right? How do I deal with mobile phone issues? I feel like increased time plates. Yes, sir. Mobile issue is a big problem. So if it's for the same child, the 5-year-old. Yes, okay. See, again, 5-year-old with phone is definitely not the child's fault, sir. I would only say it's the parents. We need to, how do you limit screen? See, when I say screen time, it includes everything. It includes, mobiles, it includes tab, it includes TV, it includes, because today I had a parent, ma'am, gadgets கிடையாது மேம் அவன்கிட்ட அவன் வெறும் டிவி தான் பார்ப்பான். This is what the mother told. I said, TVயும் gadget தான் இல்லையா? No. And the child watches it for 4 hours. 4 hours TV is actually not good. The problem is TV or gadget or all of these things is only one-way communication. So it's like, and the child is only 5 years old, and this child will have difficulty when the child is, asked to write for a long time. They will not write. They cannot focus in the classroom. They cannot sit for 40 minutes straight without a gadget with him. So these problems, when they are in the classroom, they will, have to face it if they're given for that age. 5-year-old, should actually not be with the mobile at all, but the maximum time he can be with any gadget is 25 minutes maximum in a 24-hour period. But I don't know if he's only using it only for that long, or if it is beyond that, then it is a problem. Stop it, because these, what will happen is this child is not able to write, this child is not focusing, this child is not giving eye contact in the classroom because they are only with the gadgets all the time. What will happen is the school, the teachers will tell he's either a slow learner, or they will say this child is very, having learning difficulties because he's not writing, because he's not able to copy properly from the board. So please take it seriously and, do the intervention now. Otherwise, this, it will become a problem when he's in full day school. Because even if it is learning cartoon channels or learning sites, it is still a problem. You need, that will not help you. Your thoughts on 40:1? Yes. I also completely agree with this, sir. So, I mean, 20:1 would be ideal, but unfortunately, if you noticed in today's, getting a good teacher is becoming very difficult, for most of the schools. It is like, right? Because teachers are not respected, teachers have no power, teachers are not allowed to correct a child, teachers are so. Most schools, if you notice, like, I don't know what your age is, because when we were in school, teachers were allowed to correct us. Teachers were right. So they were giving moral values and all of that in a regular classroom also. But here, nothing is happening. And 40:1 is not, I mean, 40:1, there are some schools, if it's a co-ed school, it is still okay. They're able to listen and manage. But if it is an all boys or all girls school, like you said, teachers struggle the most. Or next time, at least you can do it. When we go, we don't have to argue with the teacher for everything, or at least tell my kid, you can correct my kid, right? So that's all we can do, because 40:1 is definitely not the right ratio. 20:1 is perfect. 12:1 is the best. I've seen kids who, see, again, I don't know if, I don't even know what age your child is. In the older grades, I have seen a lot of kids just sleeping in the classrooms. Like, right? So they don't listen in the class, and it becomes, they've come to a point where the teachers are also like, you know what, as long as you're not bothering me and my class, not disturbing my class, you do whatever you do. There are some schools who offer like this, this 15:1 teacher ratio, but again, the fees would be very, very high in such schools. Okay, 4 years and an LKG. Yeah. See, usually, sir, like when it's 40 and the child is only in LKG or UKG, they don't make them sit in rows, and they are usually made to sit in, circles, and that way the teacher can walk around. So that's how uh, most schools do, so that they're able to see each other. And because LKG UKG teachers, like you said, that's very, very difficult for the teachers, because we also force them, if your child is in DAV, then they have a lot more, because they'll have to observe each kid for 6 weeks, right? Because that's where we identifying any child with difficulties in learning or any special needs. Identifying early is very, very important. So kids in that, like you said, it's you can even handle 9, 10, 11, 12 grades, but handling LKG is, the teacher, it is very difficult for the teacher.
If we don't have any more questions, can we wind up now?
Yes. So, okay, please conduct
Yes, connect.
personality development in DAV schools. And I think, so we do conduct sessions. We do have classroom sessions, we do conduct personality development classes, ma'am. So which DAV is your child in? Mogupur boys, we do conduct sessions, and we also have sessions for parents. And if you get a a broadcast message from your teacher, please at least attend the session, so it's going to benefit you and your child. For grandparents, yes, we will. Maybe that's a good one, sir. So we should have a session only for grandparents. Yes. A gentle reminder, audience, if you've not feedback forms, please fill it. And if you have any questions, you can still add in your questions in the feedback form also. Right?
Right. Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, do you know anyone who conducts personality development classes for kids, ma'am? Privately, not in school, privately. We want to send.
Or not? Okay, so can you please contact the numbers? We will I will let you know if that's okay. Thank you, Naveen, sir. So whoever asked for the personality development classes, actually we do it does happen in the classrooms also. And CDAV is one of the schools where we do have consistent counselors in every school. What numbers, ma'am? What numbers are you talking about? Okay, so it does happen like every class. We do have classroom sessions. We do have like other topics like gadget addictions and friendship and boundaries. All of these topics, like 9 and above, all topics we discuss. But 6, 7, 8, we do have topics which like more apt for their age group. So please check with your kids if they are attending it. There are sessions, and every light period the counselors walk into the class, because I have handled like 10th, 11th, 12th kids. I have had sessions with them. Ma'am, it will be better if you please call us, right? So they'll connect. So those are the helpline numbers, and they will call. They'll give my number to you, so you can talk to. Okay. So if there are no, please share it in. Yes, please share. Yes, you can share it in the feedback form. Okay. Yes, if there are no questions, then can we wind up the session? I hope the session made some sense.
I think we can wind up, ma'am.
We can?
It was a
Okay,
wonderful session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes. So much.
Namaste. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
I am Parimala Devi, DAV SCV School, ma'am. Koichulur. Very interesting
ma'am.
program, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.